And hello YouTube, this is GS Man Smart, and I'm going to take on a brand new video for Gaming with GS. Today's video I'm going to be showing you the top sites / tools that any new gamer to Guild Wars 2, any veteran gamer to Guild Wars 2 should probably be aware about, because they're very useful and very helpful. So what I've done today is I've compiled a list of websites and tools that I think are helpful, and you see we have a list of 12 here. Some of these you may be familiar with, some of them we have used in our videos, some of them you may have stumbled across yourself, and some of them you may not even know about. In fact, I actually made a post on Reddit quite a while ago asking people to give me a list of websites that they think are really helpful. Some of them I already had on my list, some of them I didn't. So here are the top 12 that I thought were really helpful. So we're going to be taking a look at these each one at a time so you get a sort of understanding of it and sort of a good feel about it. And first one, tpcalc.com. Now this is a pretty simple website, and we've used this website countless amount of times in our Guild Wars 2 videos, and it's such a great tool. Sadly, this is a tool that a lot of websites that should have this tool don't have incorporated into their website. So this website is really, it's really holding its motive, and it basically just gives you a profit you can make by taking away listing fees, taking away sale fees, and actually giving you the exact amount of profit that you're gonna make. For example, if I were to sell an item for 20 gold, I'm not actually gonna make 20 gold. I'm actually only gonna make 17, because listing fee and sales fee also gets taken off. So this website's actually really good. If, say, you wanna let's say I want to buy 20 items for 1 gold, 55 copper, 55 silver, I'm basically going to be making 31 gold, right? However, if I bought this for 31 gold, and if I want to sell it for, say, 50 gold, we're making 11 gold only. If I sell this for about 42 gold, we're only making 4 gold. If I sell this for 35 gold, we're losing gold. So this is a really good website to use when you're actually not sure if you should invest in something, when you're flipping things, if you're actually going to make a profit. Now, of course, there are websites that we're going to take a look at that have this automated into their system by the item, but it's still a nice tool to use if you want to do like small calculations and you don't want to look the item up, or it's just very useful. So this is our first website. I'm pretty sure most of you have known about this one. Now, Guild Wars 2 Shinies is another website that we've been using on the channel a lot, and it has a lot to offer. Mainly, it's used for the tools that it gives you. It has a wide variety of tools such as gem exchange values, Snipe It and Snatch It, which are great tools to use to make some profit. It actually gives you some items that could be flippable and are most likely going to give you the most profit. Some of these, like Snipe It, they basically give you items that are listed for a very low price that you can sell and then resell for a higher price, which guarantees you a good amount of profit. So a lot of cool stuff. This is actually also where we looked at the breaking bag, which is when you open the bags, which of these bags actually give you profit, which ones don't, whether it was compared to opening them or selling the items in them. And a lot of stuff this site has to offer. But not only that, what it's really good for as well is if I were to type in, let's say, wood here, we'll actually start to get, well, that was actually a bad idea, not wood. If I were to type in wood log, if we type in wood log, we actually see which wood is flippable, which we can make some profit off of. But what's really cool about it is if we take a look and click one of these, it gives us a graph of the buy value, the sell value, supply, demand over the course of time, which is really neat. So this is what this website's mainly used for: market analysis, I'd say, and profit aid. Let's go ahead and take a look at our third site. Now, Guild Wars 2 Efficiency is somewhat of a new site, I think, and it has pretty much a little bit of everything. It has guides for you, it has world boss timers, it has currencies, crafting recipes, it shows you gathering nodes. I mean, we've used this site pretty extensively, but what it's really unique is that you can actually view your account, as in how much your account is worth gold wise, and your account value in a leaderboard. Look at this, my account is worth more than 34% of other accounts, which isn't that amazing. But it's basically loading my stuff right now. My information is not even completely loaded yet. But once you put in your account API here, my total account is worth 1,600 gold. A lot of cool information here. I made a video on Guild Wars 2 efficiency. Highly recommend that you guys check it out. It's some really cool stuff in this website that no other website I've seen actually comes close to showing. And just lots of stuff here. Really cool. And of course, what would a top site / tools video be without the official Guild Wars 2 wiki? Here you'll find pretty much some of the most up-to-date content, maybe even more than any other site. This site gets updated constantly. It pretty much gives you information on anything really. You can type in the search bar here. It tells you how to get certain items. It pretty much tells you everything that all the other sites sort of tell you, just in a less detailed way sometimes. Sometimes in a less organized way. But great website to use if you just want to look up something quick and something arbitrary that may not be available on some of the other sites. But you know, in general, if we type in a wooden log here again, I mean, we're pretty much gonna see sort of the same thing that we see in other sites. He gives us the trading post value. It pretty much gives us the same information, where you can find it, acquisition gathered from, what it's used in crafting. It gives you pretty much everything, just in a lot less details. There's no graph here, there's no profit value here, but still a very good website to use, whether you want to learn about the lore, whether you want to learn about, you know, a certain story quest missions, stuff like that. Great website to use. Next up, we have Welcome to the Silver Wastes, which is the site that people are now using to decide where they want to open their Silver Waste bags on what level character. And this site basically updates depending on where profit lays. Right now, the current best levels to open bags from Silver Waste is level 44, 45, and you'll be making the most amount of money from opening those bags compared to a level 80 characters opening bags. We actually did a video about this specifically as well. If you want to check that out, you may do so. But really cool website. It actually gives you a nice little color representation of how much money you can make at what certain levels and what's a pretty bad idea to open bags on. Great website though if you do Silver Waste chest farming a lot and you end up with a lot of champion bags. Now this next site, I'm actually gonna have a second site listed as well. It's not on the list, but I didn't add it to the list because it's sort of like under the same domain sort of. Guild Wars 2 Armors. Now it's very hard to find websites that have an up-to-date armor gallery. In fact, I don't think there's a site that actually has an up-to-date armor gallery precisely exactly up to date. When ArenaNet releases their stuff, it's actually updated. So obviously the bank wardrobe is always the best place to look. However, this site is pretty good. What you can do is you can take a look at human armor, Norn, Char, Sylvari, and Asura. And if we take a look at outfits, heavy armor, medium armor, for example, we click on heavy armor here, it showed us all the heavy armor in game for karma, for loot, for crafted, cultural, orders, dungeons, legacy, PvP, WVW, guild, gem store. Just a really neat website, and they pretty much have it for all the races. Now, not only do they have this, but if we scroll down to the bottom here, they actually have something called GW2 Weapon Gallery. And as you guessed it, this one basically shows you all the weapon skins. So if you're looking for a two-handed greatsword, for example, guess what? They have that here as well, categorized by loot. Lots of them under loot, actually. By Lord, by loot champion, loot ascended, karma again, karma cultural, crafted, and the list goes on and on. So another really cool website that pretty much gives you a nice idea of customizing your character and sort of getting an idea how you want your character to look. But I still think the in-game bank wardrobe is still a lot more accurate because you can actually move your character around. So, but you obviously have to click on each item, so that's the downside. Now this next website is a website that I haven't really gone over much in a video, and it's because I don't know if it's 100% accurate. The timers. Why did Cortana just open? I'm not sure if it's 100% accurate. The timers are pretty accurate. They have timers for everything. For chain events, for bosses, for temples, for pretty much everything. Dry top. As I said, the Ord temples here. The full timetable of everything that's going to be coming up. And it tells you when it starts, at what time, depending on your time zone. And it's really good. It's actually a great little tool for just having an idea of when everything starts. However, they don't only have that. They have tons of more stuff. I mean, they have resource nodes. I've used this in the past, though, and these resource nodes aren't completely 100% accurate, so this is why I haven't really touched on it in this channel before. However, you can test it out yourself to see. Maybe they've updated it. Daily achievements they have. I mean, they pretty much have a ton of stuff here that is really useful. They have the guild missions. You can even make a personal checklist here. A trading post tracker. I mean, this site has a lot to offer, and it's actually really good. But I don't know why. I think this site is a little bit too much for me. I don't know. I haven't used this site that much, but for those of you who really want to have everything on your fingertips, I think this is a great website. You should definitely check it out because it does give you a lot. Even it shows you waypoints on every map. You can basically look at every map. It gives you routes for certain things. It's just really cool. Now, if you're into crafting and if you want to boost your crafting up, you best know this website, GW2crafts.net. This basically gives you a nice little cheat sheet on how to get from 400 to 500 crafting, how to have fast guides for crafting, normal guides. Obviously, fast guides are a little more expensive. But if we take a look at normal guides here, for example, if you look at Huntsman here, it will actually tell you how much it will cost you to boost your, from level 0 to 400, your crafting will cost you 28 gold. It gives you a list of items that you want to buy, and then it actually tells you what you should be crafting each level. Level 0, level 25, and it's a nice, neat little guide, very easy to follow. And even if you don't have a recipe discovered, it tells you how to make it here. Discover this, then make one of these. It's really cool. And then 400 to 500 crafting, it also has that. So for example, you want to do armor crafting 400 to 500, it's going to cost you 17 gold. And here it tells you what to buy. The nice thing about this website is that it makes sure it gives you the cheapest value. So all of these right here are the cheapest values that you can get. You want to buy Magi's instead of buying, you know, a ton of shaman stuff. It does take that into account so that you're not using a ton of money. So neat little website. And then they even have cooking, whether you want to have no hearts or all the hearts, and just a lot of cool stuff. Now this next one is actually a website that not many people have in mind and probably don't know about. So I want to share, especially because it gives you guides for all the dungeons, all the dungeon tracks. Not only that, but if we take a look, it gives you a very detailed guide on what you should be doing, how you can kill things. It gives you strategies. Sometimes it allows you to skip it. Coordinated normal ways to kill, suggested classes to have, suggested skills to use. It just gives you a lot of information on the dungeon, but it also gives you guides for fractals. Fractals have become so popular now, and they have pretty much fractal guides for all the fractals here. If we take a look at volcanic here, it tells you what it's about. It tells you how to beat it. It gives you tips for each class, just as dungeons do. It's a nice little breakdown, nice little read through if you want to get familiar with the dungeons and the fractals so you're prepared to go in when you're actually going in. Really neat site. Definitely recommend you to check it out if you're new to the game and if you haven't done many dungeons or fractals and you want to learn them and get into them. Now this next website is probably every PvPer's favorite website, or maybe second favorite website, but we all go on this if we're PvPing just to see which builds are in the meta today. Elementalists, for example, you see you have tons of different builds. For raids we have builds, for dungeons we have builds. So I get it's not only PvP specific, but it gives you builds for pretty much everything. I go on here a lot for PvP though. As you see, conquest build. A lot of builds are now not really viable anymore because they recently took out Celestial Amulet. So this website is currently going under update, but if you take a look at this, Conquest Elementalist, it gives you the skills you want to be using. It gives you specialization trees, what weapons you want to use, the sigils. It gives you tips on how to play it. The counters to this. This is for PvP. You can pretty much get a nice little idea. Obviously, Elementalists got changed a lot, but if we take something like Guardian, for example, you see that a lot of the Conquest builds are still available and still viable. The famous Medi Trapper, it gives you like a nice little rating of the build. And same thing, gives you all the notes, what equipment you should be having, sigils, runes, specializations, trees. Sometimes it'll tell you skill usage, even how you should be using your skills and whatnot. But like I said, there's not only for PvP, they even have, if we take a look at raid, they even have raid builds, which is really nice now that raids are very popular and part of the game. Here it tells you, once again, everything pretty much the same. It tells you what specializations, what equipment, and what consumables, and how you can also change some things. It also gives you a nice breakdown of your skill overview and how you should be using your skills. So a nice little read through if you're into builds and learning about different builds, whether it's PvP, PvE, dungeons, or raids. This site has it for you. Now, if we have a website on a list of builds available for you to use, you best bet we have a website that allows you to make your own build. This is a really cool website. You can basically create your own build. For example, say we wanted to make a necromancer build, right? And say we wanted to use staff. As you see, it gives us our staff skills here. It tells us what conditions right now we can apply with just this build. Say we wanted to use this. Say we wanted to use, I don't know. I don't play necromancer very much, so I'm just putting random stuff here. But as you see, as we update our skills, it also updates what boons we can give to people. It updates what conditions we can give. And let's see if I can get a good one here. For example, see, stability just got added there. But nice little cool trick. Specializations, same thing. You can pick which specializations you want, and you can start just filling stuff out here. And everything pretty much updates as well. Same thing with gear. You can pick what gear you'd like, what runes you'd like, and it's just a nice, cool little website that allows you to make the build the way you want it to make, and then you can test it out and whatnot. So, great website to use if you want to create your own builds, and you could do this for WVW mode as well as for PvE mode and PvP mode. And the cool thing is you can then share this and save this by getting the link here, and then you can basically share with other people or add it to your bookmark or whatnot, and your build will basically be saved. So, neat little site, very useful. And let's go ahead and move on to the last site on our list. Last but not least, we do have a World vs. World related site in the top list, and it's actually a very cool website. It gives you the current matchups, but it also gives you, for example, I'm in Stormbluff Owl right now, so where's Stormbluff Owl? Here it is. So if I were to click my server here, oh here, live map. That's not what I wanted to click. I wanted to click live map. So live map here, it actually tells you what's been claimed. It tells you the RI on each position, meaning you can't claim it because the lord of the area is invulnerable. So it gives you RI. It also gives you a chat log, not a chat log, a log of events that have happened. So if you're going to sleep for the night and then the next morning you wake up and you're a pretty hardcore PvPer, you want to know what's been taken, what's been happening. So here they have a log for you. And you can also categorize this by map. It tells you the score at the top, and everything basically updates live because this is connected to the server. So a very cool website to use for World vs. World if you're into World vs. World. I will definitely say if you want to learn World vs. World and get good at it, you have to know this website, because there's really no point in you trying to claim this spot right here. It has an RI, and it's much more efficient to know what has an RI when you have this available to you. So really cool website. Definitely recommend you check it out if you are into World vs. World. And that pretty much sums up all the websites that I have for you guys. If you have any suggestions, any questions or comments, you have any websites that you use yourself or that you want to recommend, leave in the comments section below. We can continue to expand this list in the comments section. and hopefully new players found this helpful. And if you're a veteran player, you didn't know about some of these websites, hopefully you find it helpful as well. I'm glad I was able to share it with you guys. I definitely now have a larger variety of websites that I'm going to be using. I'm going to try to use that Guild Wars 2 Timer website because it does look like it has a lot to offer. But plenty of other Guild Wars 2 content on the channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do so. Give a like to the video. And that's pretty much it for this video. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching. I hope that this video helped you out in any way. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. It'll really help me out. If you didn't like it, you can leave a comment below as well and give some feedback. If you have any other comments or questions, please leave them in the comments as well. And I usually try my best to answer those comments within the next 24 to 48 hours, depending on how busy I am. I also have plenty of other content on my channel about different gaming tutorials, as well as general gaming videos for Guild Wars 2, League of Legends, Minecraft, and any others that you may be interested in. So if you're interested in that type of stuff, check it out. And if you like what you see, you can subscribe too. Would really appreciate it. You can also check out my other channels and social medias as shown on the screen right now. And with that, thank you so much everyone, and this is GS Man Smart, and I'll be back sooner than you think. Don't go anywhere.